Welcome to Something Extra, a show that was designed and created for you to learn more about Down syndrome in your community. I am your host, Maria Sivertson. On today's show, I will be interviewing Maria Dellapina from Specs for Us. I'm having a chat with Debbie Picker from DSANEO, and you're also going to be able to meet some of my friends with Down syndrome. I am here with Maria Dellapina. She is the creator and founder of Specs for Us. Maria, tell us a little bit about your background and what does the name Specs for Us stand for?
Well, thank you first for inviting me over to your
welcome.
great show here. And Specs for Us stands for Superior Precision Eyewear for Children Who Are Special. I'm the mother of 4 children. My youngest, Erin, had Down syndrome. She passed away 2 years ago. I'll get that right so I can stay online here. And when she needed glasses, I needed to find, my background was in optical, so I couldn't find her a proper fitting pair of glasses. So I took it upon myself to start creating something.
So that was your motivation behind designing Erin's World Frames?
Yeah, when I worked for a great doctor and she let me order in any frame I wanted to for my daughter, and she was really tiny and needed a special fit because they've got a lower bridge, you know, wide, closer set eyes, you know, a little rounder face, and I couldn't find anything that would sit on her properly. Everything would sit down like this.
Yeah, that's how my daughter was when she first started wearing glasses.
Yeah, and so, but you're looking at the frame, and I had ordered frames and been in optical forever, and I thought, oh, well, why don't I change certain things on the frames and create something that would sit up on her face properly.
And that's how your design came about?
Yeah.
So why are these frames that you created different?
Well, I took a typical frame. They have the bridges set up really high, as you can see in my glasses here, and close to the side of the lens area. I decided if I could lower the bridge and widen out the temple placement a little bit, we would make the glasses sit up so they're looking through the center of the optical part of the prescription. And I wanted to make them very strong and lightweight so that they could be almost indestructible. But I think glasses should look like an accessory and not a necessity. So I go from infants through adults in many sizes and different colors.
Yes.
But this way, the prescription is where it should be on them. Because when they're sitting like this, they're not seeing through the optical part of the glasses, which can interfere their vision.
Yeah, and that's what Eve's problem was. And she would just take them off and
they don't want to wear them if they're uncomfortable. A doctor told me once that, well, you're going to have to make them indestructible because they won't keep them on. And I said, well, it's comfort and fit. If they don't fit properly, if they're not viewing through the prescription the right way, they're not going to want to wear them. Erin used to hide hers all the time too. Yeah,
we would find them in all kinds of places all over the house. Okay, so can you share some of the vision issues that some individuals with Down syndrome have?
Well, it's stated that 87% of individuals with Down syndrome by preschool need have a vision correction needed. It can be myopia, hyperopia, nearsighted, farsightedness, astigmatism problems. A lot of the issues can even be related to just what's called accommodated insufficiencies. We have to remember the eye works with muscles all around it. Individuals with Down syndrome have low muscle tone.
Yes.
So their eyes won't focus close and far as quick and adjust to things the way anybody typical might. So the chances of needing some kind of vision correction is a little greater.
Okay. And what are the red flags with vision and learning that parents should look for?
Well, there's a lot of different red flags that we even teach teachers to look for too. Difficulties in completing tasks in reading or writing stuff. The handwriting, if it seems to be off-shaped, miskiltered, not real clearly readable, that can be a sign of vision corrections. Different things, gross motor skills and fine motor skills can be affected through the vision. So if the vision correction's not there, they might be slow in walking, slow in crawling, you might see them stumbling and tripping a little bit
Their
more.
balance is off.
Their balance. A good thing with that was Erin was, we were at a doctor's conference once, presenting our eyewear and showing the doctors all about it. And when we were, it was at the end of the conference, of course, and Erin comes up and I introduce her to the lead doctor that was putting on the conference, and then Erin goes to run away and she goes, oh, she's a toe walker. And I said, yeah, she has been, and when you get to be a toe walker, it's vestibular vision is what the doctor's then telling me. She goes, we could have been working on her and correcting her for this. And it's your mind, tells your eyes what to see. And if the balance isn't there, what Erin was getting is, so when she would walk, she would kind of be tipping forward. And she got what I would call her J-Lo booty. And because if your balance, your body tries to keep your brain tries to keep your body balanced up straight. So you might get that little back end on you more to bring up your balance. And that was happening with Erin. And so she gave us, and she'd been to eye doctors before, but no one had picked up on this. So we went to a special doctor that works in this kind of an area, and right away she started putting what was called a prism in front of her glasses. And Erin just started, that started to go down. She was walking better, not tripping as much. And all this time I thought it had something to do with her legs, and it all had to do with vision.
Vision, yeah.
I didn't feel like the best mom at that moment, especially being up to
too. So, okay. So do you have any tips for parents on how to get their child to wear glasses? This is a very important question.
It is, and it was what caused me to, had me starting creating something like this, because I know it's all about balance and fit. Lightweight, strong. The rubbery glasses that are out there today seem, really good and safe because they're almost indestructible, but they don't fit properly on the face. And they'll sit up real close to them and have them suffocate. And if you can get something that balances and fits good, and let your child pick out the color they want. Let's say
and there's
they
so
want
many fun colors.
Oh yeah, we have 30-some color designs, I think, in our models and the shapes. But if you liked the brown on them and they liked the bright purple, let them get the bright purple, because that's what they want to wear. And that's real important too.
And they'll wear something that they like.
Yeah, and find somebody, and it's all good to pick out the right optician. You can walk into a shop and not everybody's the perfect fit for your child too. And if you're not having a good situation when you walk in, go find someone that really wants to take the time to work with you and your child.
And I know you get asked this a lot. What is the difference between an ophthalmologist and an optometrist?
Yeah, that is a great question. I do get asked that a lot. And I always tell them this, when, especially parents are new and they go to their pediatrician, and your pediatrician gives you the list of an endocrinologist and a cardiologist, and usually a pediatric ophthalmologist, not knowing that there are other doctors out there that can do just the same as that one. So I say do your research on the doctors in your area. Now, an ophthalmologist and an optometrist, the main difference in today's world with them is that the ophthalmologist can do the surgeries. The optometrist now can do about anything the ophthalmologist can do. And some of them are a little bit more intuitive into like developmental vision care. There's a whole group of doctors called covd.org, and I list them up on the website. These doctors can really pinpoint areas, like I said, in helping like my daughter, Erin, and with the issues of the prism and stuff, were my other doctors, and one of them was an ophthalmologist, and they're great doctors, don't get me wrong, but they just didn't get into that part of the issue where these developmental optometrists will.
Are they more specialized?
They have the special issues. A lot of them work with vision therapy and others, and plus they're going to give you a lot of time, but you're not going to be in there quite as long as you might be with an ophthalmologist.
Okay. And your frames, where can someone purchase them?
Our frames are located at about any eye doctors around. We do have a list on our website, specsforus.com, where we find a frame near you, and we have all the states and countries listed. We're in 26 countries around the world too.
That's
so we
amazing.
have all the offices listed by city, and if you have trouble finding one, you can always give us a call, because we'll work with anybody around.
Well, thank you, Maria, for being here today and sharing this with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
We'll be right back with Debbie Picker from DSANEO. I am here with Debbie Picker from DSANEO. So Debbie, DSANEO is celebrating their 40th year. You've been involved from almost the beginning.
It's extraordinary to me that it's been 40 years already. When my son was born in the late 1980s, it was before Facebook groups and it was before the internet. So our only way of getting information about our children with Down syndrome was through other parents. I lived in Lake County at the time, and through word of mouth I found a small group of moms called Mothers Who Care that had children with Down syndrome that were willing to help me on this journey. I was 27 years old and I had a child with Down syndrome and heart defect and other issues, and you know, the doctors aren't that helpful, especially back then. So we started out in the late 80s, and then this organization just blossomed, and we became the Upside of Downs. Then we became the Down Syndrome Association of Northeast Ohio, and I'm like so thrilled with the number of families that we support now. It's a tremendous organization in 16 counties, and we've provided support for just an unbelievable number of families. So I was on the board a couple of times, but when I retired from my full-time job as an intervention specialist, I took a job with DSANEO as their medical outreach coordinator.
And what do you do now for DSANEO?
So
did that for a couple years.
I did that for about 5 years, but I found that both personally and professionally, my real focus was on adults as they age, and especially their health issues and even their housing issues. You know, the lifespan has extended, and so I felt like we needed to be able to help our families navigate the later years of the lifespan of our individuals
with Down syndrome.
with Down
Yes.
syndrome. Yeah.
And how have you seen life change for individuals with Down syndrome?
It's really amazing, Maria. We see our loved ones in schools and in the community, and they are diverse members of every part of society, and it's more visible than before. Did you see the Super Bowl commercials with people with Down syndrome and the Target print ads hanging in the middle of the store? So opportunities for them to be integrated are greater, but also medical advances have extended their lifespan, and education has improved, so our expectations are higher, and our loved ones with Down syndrome are achieving in ways we never thought possible years and years ago.
So let's talk about some of the health problems that you mentioned for aging adults with Down syndromes. How can parents or caregivers navigate through that?
So our family members with Down syndrome are born they have like immune function dysregulation. So they're very apt to get other autoimmune diseases along with their Down syndrome. And in addition, because of this immune function dysregulation, they age faster. So a lot of the things that we see in the general population when they're older, we may see in people with Down syndrome 20 years earlier, like arthritis, like high cholesterol, like dementia.
And this is so interesting because when we first talked about it, I had no idea. Okay, and what about housing? You mentioned that too. How has housing for individuals with Down syndrome and changed, and what have you experienced?
It's really amazing. When in the 70s, institutionalization was just the way it went, and then in the 80s, when Jeremy was born, they realized that was not a great option, so they developed group homes, and group homes have groups of people with disabilities that are varying ages and varying genders, and now those coexist with customized homes based on the needs of the individuals in them and based on the vision and values of the family. So those homes might be shared living arrangements or mother oriented or run homes instead of agency run homes that are independent or semi-independent. And you know, my children, I have 2 with Down syndrome now because we adopted a daughter a couple years after my son was born. They live in those kinds of homes and they're wildly successful. But the beautiful thing is new structures are developing all the time. Currently in Pepper Pike and Solon, they're developing a community housing model that will house people, you know, in their own little spaces that they can live in independently, semi-independently. Again, it's being customized to the needs of the individual. So it's good to know that you can invent what you want to invent if you don't see out there what you want to see.
They have options.
They have options. Now, when I speak about this, I'm speaking about Northeast Ohio, because the other parts of the country and even the other parts of the state, it may look different. My experiences are Northeast Ohio experiences.
Okay. And is there any way for the community to assist?
So the community has gotten much better about giving our family members opportunities. But sometimes they're well-intentioned and it just doesn't come off that well. For instance, my daughter with Down syndrome was out with her roommates and their friend Morgan, and they were shopping and they were eating lunch out, and people, well-intentioned people, came to them and said, came to Morgan and said, oh, you're so patient with them and how wonderful it is that they get to come out with you. And Maria, you know, if it were you and me out together,
someone coming up to us.
Yes, it would make you feel so bad. Those girls were right there because it would make you feel like you needed help, you needed patience.
And they weren't just out with friends.
Yes.
They were just out with friends.
Yes. So, you know, our loved ones, they want relationships, they want independence, they want all the same things that everybody else in the world wants. And it may take them some support to get there, or it might happen slower than planned, but they enrich their communities and their workplaces. They make great neighbors and even better friends.
I agree. I agree. So Debbie, if anybody has any questions, what is the best way to reach you?
Well, you can email me at Debbie@DSANEO, DSANEO.org. You can call me there, and I will pick up the phone and return the email.
Okay. Thank you so much, Debbie, for being here today.
Thank you, Maria.
And we will be right back with some friends with Down syndrome.
Yeah, Down syndrome, but guess what? I'm bilingual.
I am in a regular fourth grade class.
I am employed.
I am a special
Olympic swimmer.
I'm a fighter.
I am an international global messenger for Special Olympics.
I am a cheerleader.
I'm a cover model.
For more information on Down syndrome, please visit Behavior Links.
Hi, welcome back. I am here with some of my friends, and I'm going to have them introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Brittany, and I'm 32.
I'm Jerry, Sivertson.
I'm Ashley, and I'm 28 or so.
I'm so glad you guys are here today. I'm going to have the audience learn a little bit more about yourselves. Brittany, can you tell us where you live?
I live in Lyndhurst.
I live in Lyndhurst too.
I live in Lyndhurst.
You all live in Lyndhurst. Do you live with anyone?
Yes, I live with two roommates. They are Ashley and Aaron.
I live with my roommates, Ben and Scott.
I live with Aaron and Brittany.
So you two are roommates?
Yes.
Yes,
We
everybody
are.
here is roommates. Okay. And at home, who makes your meals for you, Brittany? Your dinners?
We make our dinners with our providers.
What about breakfast and lunch?
For breakfast and lunch, we make that ourselves.
Jeremy?
We make our lunches and breakfast.
You make your own breakfast and lunch too?
My mom makes my food because I have strict diet of my food. And I was born with
Celiac disease?
Yeah, celiac disease.
And diabetes?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So your mom helps you make your meals?
She does.
She does. Okay. What's your favorite meal to make? I don't like to cook, but it sounds like you guys do. Yeah. What do you like to make, Brittany?
I like to make tacos.
I like to make enchiladas.
I like pumpkin pie. It's to the fish.
And then,
So what other chores do you do around the house besides cooking? You clean?
I vacuum. I make my bed. I put groceries away. Make my bed.
What about you, Jeremy? What do you do?
Chores. I do wash counter tables. I take out the trash. I do my towels and seats.
Sorry.
It's okay. What kind of chores do you do around the house?
I clean my room. I vacuum, and I clean the house.
You guys do more than I do. So does anyone have to help you do these things, or can you all do them on your own?
I do them on my own.
I do.
You on your own?
I do independently.
Sometimes I do my own, but Brittany and I do it too.
You guys clean together? How fun!
Yes.
And do you guys work? And where do you work?
Yes, I work at Spec for Us with Maria, and I also work at Growth Sector Day School with kids.
Oh, and Jeremy?
I work by airport, by Odie.
At Odie?
And I work at Midhurst Police Department. I go there Thursday and Fridays from 10 until 12:30.
And you guys have to get to work, right? How do you get to work?
With transportation providers.
Transportation.
And I have my own ride to take me.
Okay.
I'm just going to sit down.
So you guys take transportation to work?
Yes.
So their transportation is provided through their waiver. Their waiver is a topic for another conversation. That they all take transportation so families don't have the responsibility of trying to get them to work and back. And the transportation is funded through Medicaid.
And they know when to get on. So they're on a schedule. They know they have to be ready for work. They get picked up, and then you guys go to work, right?
Exactly. They get themselves ready and out there so they are on time.
Okay.
They're very good at that.
And what do you do at your job?
I file and do statements, and I help with the kids.
You like the kids?
And sometimes office works.
Okay.
And I do, like the main thing, I box, I put parts in bag, I seal.
Oh, you're busy. Mm-hmm.
I work at Nanner's police department. I process the files, and I put out statements.
You guys like your jobs?
Yes.
And you get a paycheck?
Yes.
Yeah. What do you like to spend your money on?
Adult coloring books and jump pens.
I go out with my roommates.
So you like to hang out with your friends? I do too.
I say coloring pictures, it's jump pens.
You guys are exactly alike.
We are.
So you guys have brothers and sisters?
Yes, I
Yes. Yeah. You spend time with your family.
Yes.
What do you do with your brothers and sisters?
I like to hang out with them and play with my nieces and my nephews.
You're an aunt. What about you, Jeremy?
I two brothers and 3 sisters.
I have one brother and I have one sister.
So it sounds like you guys live a fulfilling life. You go to work, you spend time with your family. What else do you like to do for fun, Brittany? Do you like to listen to music, go dancing?
I like hanging out with all of my providers. They come and help us.
They take you out?
They take us out every Saturday.
Oh, nice. And what about you, Jeremy?
I hang out with my roommates.
Yep. And Ashley?
I like to draw. I play music on my phone, and I just spend time with my friend Brittany. I do.
And besides work and fun, what else are you involved in?
I'm involved in Youth Ability.
You volunteer there?
With Heidi.
Okay. And Jeremy?
I supposedly before COVID hit, I was volunteering with Heidi.
At Youth Ability as well?
Yeah.
Yes.
I play basketball, baseball, and boxing.
And what about you?
I want to get involved with working on kids one day, because I want to learn how to take care of the kids. Because I want to do that.
Oh, that's so nice.
I really do.
Well, I'm so proud of you guys, and I love learning about you guys today. So you guys like living on your own or living with your parents better?
I like living on my own.
What about you, Jeremy? You like living on your own or with your parents?
Both. Yeah.
Both?
I love to be on my own.
You love to be on your
but
own.
I don't want to. I want to say this, but I don't want to spend time with my.
You still like to spend time with your family?
No,
That's
I
nice.
don't.
Oh, she doesn't want to spend time with her family?
No, I don't. I'm trying. I'm not to be mean.
No,
You
that's
know.
okay. But you like living on your
I
own,
do.
having your own life. That's good.
With her.
Aw. Well, thank you guys for being here today. Stay tuned for our next episode of Something Extra.